All right, friends, we are getting ready for our unit test on weathering and erosion. So this is our unit benchmark review for weathering and erosion. And I'm going to be going over the answers and explaining them. And I would like you to go back and check your work while you follow along. So weathering by wind, water, and ice produces sediment. So these are the words that we're using. The process of wearing away rock is known as weathering. All right, weathering is wearing it away. Erosion is carrying it away. A landslide quickly erodes sediment on a steep hill. When the landslide reaches the bottom of the hill, it slows down and finally comes to rest. The sediments it leaves here are called deposition. Now remember, it's like a deposit. Deposition, a deposit of sediment. Any non-living solid with a crystal form is called a mineral. A rock that forms from lava is igneous rock. And a rock that forms with heat and pressure is metamorphic rock. Okay, so I'm going to check your work there. I'm going to zoom out a tad. There are the answers to the vocabulary on page 225, 1 through 6. All right, so the next one is, I'm going to zoom in here so we can see the questions. At one time, limestone quarried in Florida was used to build large important buildings. Today, most of the limestone mined in Florida is used in road construction. What type of resource is limestone? Limestone is a rock, and it is created, and it is quarried and mined, so it is a non-renewable resource. It takes a long time for limestone to form all those layers upon layers upon layers of sedimentary rock. It takes a long time. So that is why it's considered non-renewable. The next one, wind power is an energy source that causes very little pollution. Large modern wind turbines are turned by the wind to produce electricity. What type of resource is wind power? Wind power is a renewable resource. It never runs out. So those are questions 7 and 8. My next question is 9. The Mohs hardness scale is shown below. The hardness of a steel nail is about 5.5. So that's about right here. Nail. A certain mineral scratches a steel nail, so it has to be more than 5.5, but it does not scratch quartz. So that means that it has to be softer than quartz, and it has to be harder than a nail. So it has to be between 5.5 and 7. It has to be less than 7. So that would be 6. It has to be less than 7. Because if it was 7, it would not scratch it. All right, the next one, minerals are identified and sorted by different characteristics. Luster is one way to sort minerals into different types. What is a mineral's luster? A mineral's luster is the way that light reflects it from its surface. Like it is metallic. How does light reflect from its surface? So that is F. Number 11, Tamika creates a visual display for her science project on metamorphic rock. She draws this diagram to show how metamorphic rock is formed. So she has Earth's surface. She has the molten rock that is hot. She's got her little squiggly lines that shows heat. The rock is here. So the heat is being pushed up. The layers of rock being piled up on it is pushing down, and that creates metamorphic rocks. So the pressure from above and the heat from the magma is a possible choice. Heat and pressure from the magma. It's only the heat from magma. The pressure and weathering has nothing to do with it. And transportation has nothing to do with it. So I'm going to select B as my choice. Number 12, weathering is one of the forces that drives the rock cycle. What is one direct result of weathering? It would be the increase in amount of soil. Because weathering and the pieces are wearing down and the erosion is breaking off, then it will increase the amount of soil that we have because that mixes in with the parts of the other organic matter to create soil. Number 13. Elements in nature such as rock and ice affect one another. Which statement describes the process shown in the diagram? This is ice coming in and cracking the rock. So that would be C. Ice causes the rock to break. Water goes in, ice expands, and it cracks the rock. So our answer is C. Alluvial fans are fan-shaped deposits of sediment that are created by the flow of water at the base of a mountain. So basically where it stops flowing, all the sand gathers. Which common materials make up the sediment that forms an alluvial fan such as the one in the picture? This would be sand and gravel. That is what you would find in an alluvial fan in water. All right, our next one, water erosion can change landforms. Which of the following is a landform caused by water erosion? A landslide is a cause of water erosion because it makes it so wet that it just slushes it out. Not slushes it out, it pushes it down. It's overtaken by the water, and then it slides down the mountain. Kind of wash away. Tyrone was given a sample of 4 minerals. To test the hardness of each mineral, he tried to scratch each mineral with his fingernail, a copper penny, and a steel nail. The results of the experiment are shown below. Which mineral tested as the hardest? Okay, well, if the hardest one would not be scratched, but it would be the one that was not scratched the most. So this one wasn't scratched once, this one wasn't scratched twice, this one was scratched all 3 times. So quartz was not scratched by anything, so that is the hardest. Our next and last question is 17. Lila is looking at a map that shows where Florida's major resources are located. Which of these resources is she most likely to see on the map? Sunlight is one of our resources, but you're not going to see that on the map. Phosphate is one of the biggest things in the chapter that it talked about as a resource that is mined in Florida. Phosphate.